Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you how to screen print at home. I'm going to be walking you through all the steps from getting your screen ready, burning your image, and applying it to your garment. This all can be done at home with minimal supplies, so let's get started. Getting started with supplies, I'm going to be using a kit that comes from Caydo. It comes with an exposure light and everything you need to get started. So I'm going to quickly go over the supplies you need that come in the kit. It comes with one apron, multiple transparency sheets that you print your image on, and these can be used on a regular inkjet printer. And remember to print on the rough side of the transparency sheet. One roll of masking tape, and this will be used after you burn your image into the screen. 6 jars of ink. You're going to have green, black, blue, white, red, and yellow. This is definitely enough to get started, and you can mix these around to make your own colors. 1 jar of photo emulsion. It may not seem like a ton, but this 1 jar does go a long way because you don't need to use a lot of it. 1 9.5-inch screen printing squeegee, and you don't need this exact size, you just want it to be as wide as your image. 1 50mm plastic cup and small mixers to go along. This will be used to mix your emulsion. 1 packet of diazo sensitizer. This will be added to your emulsion when you're ready to coat your screen. 1 scoop coater, and this is going to be used to coat your screen. I found it worked really good, and it's a lot easier than using a squeegee. 10 wooden mixing sticks. It's nice these are added because they really do come in handy. 1 ink knife used to apply your ink on the screen once you're ready to screen print. 1 acrylic sheet, and this is going to be used to go on top of your image once you start burning your screen. And if you got the same kit, don't throw away the thin layer of cardboard because you can actually place that inside your garment to separate the layers. And lastly, 1 aluminum screen with the mesh pre-stretched. This is a 10 by 14 inch frame. I found it was a great size to work with. Anything bigger than this, you're going to want to use a screen printing machine. That's all the supplies that come in this specific Caydo kit. You can definitely buy all these supplies separately. It may cost a little bit more. That's why I went with this kit because it was cheaper. And I'm not planning on opening up a screen shop. I just want to put a few logos on some shirts. So if you're looking to do the same thing, I highly recommend this kit because it comes with everything you need to start screen printing the same day. But other than that, I'm going to put all the supplies back in the kit and place it off to the side and quickly go over the exposure light that also comes with this kit. If you plan on burning your own screens, you will need an exposure light. This specific light is 50 watts and it comes with a stand. Inside the box, you'll see a light, a base, an arm, and instructions on how to assemble it. Taking a look at the instructions, it's really easy to assemble. All you have to do is attach the arm to the base and then the light to the arm. So I'm going to put the instructions off to the side and show you how to assemble the light. Start by unfolding the legs so they're perfectly flat, move the center piece up, and once it's fully up, screw it down so it's tight. Grab the arm unit, locate the side opening, place it directly on top of the center pipe. Tighten it down, move over to the opposite side, loosen up the arm mount, move the arm all the way out, and line up both of the white tabs with the top arm and the bottom leg. With the stand assembled, we're going to grab the light, move the bracket to the center of the light, twist the arm mount so the screw is at the center top. We're going to take the screw out, place the light directly on top, and screw it down. Screw everything down so it's tight as possible, and then we're going to adjust the light so it's perfectly flat with the table. This specific light also comes with a timer, and if you want to adjust that timer, all you have to do is turn it on, hold down the power switch, and then once it starts blinking, you're going to make your adjustments to how much time you want to add. And you might think you need a big light table to expose screens, but if you're just doing a couple, this light works perfectly. And that's the last supply you'll need when it comes to screen printing, so we can place this light off to the side and grab our diazo sensitizer and our photo emulsion. And the first thing we're going to do is mix these together, but first check if you already have a premix, you don't need to do this step. Before we get going, I highly recommend wearing gloves. This kit comes pre-measured, so we're going to open up the packet, place it in our mixing cup, and add 15 milliliters of water. If you're using a different kit or you bought these items separately, I highly recommend checking the instructions to make sure you get the measurements correct. But anyways, using the plastic measuring cup, we're going to add 15 milliliters of water. Add the water to your diazo sensitizer, and make sure you get every last drop into that mixing cup. Using one of the wooden sticks, we're going to mix that solution together, and you're going to want to keep mixing until the powder is completely saturated into the water. With our sensitizer ready, we can grab our photo emulsion and simply just add the sensitizer into the entire jar. And again, if you're using a different kit or setup, you're really going to want to look at the measurement instructions to get this right. Then we're just going to keep mixing until it turns kind of like a Kelly or grassy green. When it comes to mixing, you really want to over mix it just to make sure everything got mixed together. And once you're satisfied with the mix, you can place this to the side and grab your screen coater. If you don't have a screen coater, you can use a squeegee instead. Place a good amount of the emulsion mix into the screen coater, and this may vary based on the size screen you're going to be using. Again, this is a 10 by 14 inch screen. You're going to place the coater at the bottom of the screen, let it drip onto the screen, and you just kind of slide it upwards. And the benefit of using the coater is that it helps apply the emulsion a little bit more even. And in the end, that's what we're going for. We want a nice even coat. So we're going to start with the top side, and then we're going to flip it around to the back side of the screen and do the same exact step. And you may want to flip it back and forth a few times to get any of the areas that look more saturated so it's nice and consistent. And this does take a little bit of practice to get good at, so just keep going back and forth on each side, and then you'll finally clean it up and make it look nice. Next, we need to let the screen dry, and you want to place it in an area that has no light, so I'm going to put it back in the box, and then I'm going to put it in a trash bag. This will ensure no light gets in and ruins the emulsion. From here, we let it sit for 3 to 12 hours. When the screen is ready, we can take it back out of the bag and the box. Quickly double check to make sure it is dry, because if it's still looking tacky, you're going to want to put it back in the box to let it dry more. I also found it dries a lot quicker when it's in a warmer environment, so if you have it out in the garage in the colder weather, it might take longer to dry. But anyways, at this point, our screen is ready to burn, so we can place it right side down and grab our transparent sheets. I went ahead and printed on my sheets already. If you haven't printed yet, you're going to want to print on the rough side in black ink. And remember, you can just use a standard inkjet printer. I'm going to be utilizing the screen for 2 different logos, and you're going to want to place them face down on the back side of the screen. Since both of the sheets don't fit, I'm going to cut out the areas so they don't overlap. From here, we're going to line them up on the screen so they're as close to the center as possible. Since my surface is reflective, I'm placing the cardboard behind the screen to dampen the reflection. Grab your acrylic sheet, remove any of the plastic film, and we're going to place it directly on top of the screen. And this is going to help hold those logos flat. From here, we can grab the light, place it directly over the center of the screen. And using this specific light, I found placing the stand in the corner gets the light directly over top of the screen. Set your timer for 4 to 8 minutes and turn the light on. And if you're wondering, I exposed mine for a time of 8 minutes and it turned out perfect. When the timer goes off, remove the light, the acrylic, the logos, and you can see that there's a faint image of the logos in the screen. And this is the part that gets kind of tricky. You're going to want to take it to a sink and clean it with a nozzle. You want the nozzle to be decently high pressured, but not too high pressured where it's going to blow right through that mesh. Depending on the detail within your image, it does take quite a bit of time. I found using a toothbrush very gently helps speed up the process. After the screen is clean and completely dry of water, we're going to grab the masking tape and mask around the outside edges. It's hard to get that emulsion coating all the way to the sides, so the masking tape is used to cover up the open mesh so that way the ink doesn't transfer through down to your garment. So cover up all the outside edges, and then if you see any openings within the center of the screen, you're going to want to cover those up too. Since I have 2 logos on this screen, I'm actually going to tape off one of the logos because I don't want the ink to pass through the second logo onto the garment. But other than that, once you have everything completely covered, your screen is ready to print. So for the moment, we're going to place it off to the side and quickly go over the ink selection. This kit comes with 6 different options that you can mix together to make pretty much any color. And if you're not using the kit, you can either pick from water-based or plastisol. These are the most common inks used in screen printing. Both styles work great, and it really comes down to preference. Alright, moving on to the actual print. Before we go to the garment, I highly recommend doing a test print on a piece of fabric. So place the logo in the center of the fabric, and remember the indented part of the screen should be facing upwards. Scoop out a good amount of ink, place it at the top of the screen. This logo is on the bigger side, so I used about half of this container, and whatever you don't use, you can always scrape off the screen and put back. Grab your screen printing squeegee, and just real quick, you do want this to be wider than the actual logo because it'll help you get a nice even print. And the first thing you want to do is hold the screen up just a little bit and flood your image. And you're going to want to flood your entire logo. From here, we're going to scrape it back up, collect it at the top of the screen. And holding the screen at a 45-degree angle, we're going to use moderate pressure and swipe all the way through the logo. Move back to the top and do this a few times depending on how big your logo is. And this is why I recommend doing a test print, because you're not only testing the screen, but you're also testing your strategy and figuring out the best way to use the squeegee. Before we move on to the garment, I want to quickly show you how I cure this print. I'm just using a standard heat gun. You can pick these up at any hardware store for less than 20 bucks, but all you have to do, turn it on the high setting and go back and forth, holding the heat gun about 4 to 5 inches away from the print. After about 1 minute, gently touch the ink to make sure it is cured. And the heat gun is not the most advanced way. You can buy conveyor belts or different accessories to really make this process a lot easier. That's going to complete the test print, so we're going to move on to the garment. We're going to be placing this image on the back. Like I said at the beginning, I'm going to be utilizing that small thin piece of cardboard. I'm going to be placing it inside the sweater to separate the layers. This is just used as a safety net so the ink doesn't transfer through all the layers. Since I'm not using a screen printing machine, I'm going to use the neckline to line up my logo at the bottom edge. And just like in the test print, I'm going to add my ink, flood the screen, and at a 45-degree angle, swipe through. Do a couple passes to ensure you got full coverage. Slowly remove the screen to prevent any imperfections. And as you can see, my image is a little bit tilted, but this is something you can fix in future prints. From here, we're going to cure it just like we did in the previous step with the heat gun. After the print is completely cured, you can remove the cardboard from the center. Check your work and see what changes you need to make for the next print. And if you plan on making a lot, I highly recommend looking into a screen printing machine. This type of setup will allow you to get more consistent prints and overall make it a lot faster. Not to mention, with the screen printing machine, you can start to add more colors to your prints. And the final thing you want to do after you're done screen printing for the day, you want to remove the ink from the screen, put it back in one of your jars depending on what color you're using. This will save you tons of ink for future prints. And since you're going to want to keep using the screen, you're going to want to get yourself a cleaner that works with the ink you're using. And it's very easy to clean. All you do is spray on your cleaner and rub it down with the rag. It doesn't have to be perfect, just clean enough so the ink doesn't dry within the mesh. But other than that, your screen printing journey is complete, and I highly recommend using a kit like the Caydo kit. It's a great place to start if you're a beginner or if you're looking at getting into screen printing. It comes with all the supplies needed to do your own logos or even a small run for another business. And lastly, keep in mind, the more you print, the better you will get. All in all, the Caydo kit is a great place to start. It comes with all the supplies needed and it's very easy to use. From this kit, you can continue to upgrade your setup so you don't have to spend a lot of money up front if it's something that you don't end up liking. If you're looking to get this kit for a good deal, check down below. There's a promo code you can use on the Caydo website so you can get started with a discount. Other than that, don't forget to tag me on Instagram at Properfit Clothing. I'd love to see what you screen print. And until then, I'm gonna keep the videos coming at you, so I'll see you next time.